All right, NICAR, we're going to switch gears a little bit. I'm sure a lot of you have challenged yourself to learn how to code or scrape or do other cool data stuff, but 2 years ago, I decided to challenge myself to read 52 books in 52 weeks, and as most inspirational stories do, it began with a Medium post. And this post got me thinking, if I could spend literally hours subjecting myself to watching Kevin Spacey in the progressively worse House of Cards, then I could trade in a few episodes of Netflix to read a book or two. But that's not really all this project was about. It was really a way for me to work different parts of my brain in a way that didn't feel like work, but it still felt productive. It was the ability to see something through end to end. And also, I really just wanted a cool icebreaker thing I could say about myself, because I don't really have a go-to one. And so the first 2 weeks, felt really great. I was reading in coffee shops like an intellectual. I was borrowing books from the library. Who remembers libraries? Because those are great. And then in the third or fourth week, life hit me in the face all at once. I got really sick. I was taking exams, and I was also traveling. And I could have really easily opted out and just quit. But I was also like, I've already read 3 books this year. And I could instead just read a 100-page book and just keep going. And I think at this point, the 3 or 4 week mark is really difficult, but if you can make it, then from there on, it's just about finding a routine and making that stick. And so here are some really quick tips. Carry a book around with you all the time, or don't if you're reading Game of Thrones and it's super heavy. Don't finish books you don't like, because your time is valuable, or if you're a masochist like I am, stick with them in the hopes they will surprise you with a good ending. Read multiple books at once if you get bored and can multitask that, or read one at a time because you want to focus. Keep it private if, you don't want people to know that you read 50 Shades of Grey out of interest or something, or you can be public about it. I tweet every single book that I finish reading. Read whatever interests you, or if you really want to just read biographies or only design books, set yourself some guidelines. And really, at the end of the day, the reason why I'm giving such sort of contrary pieces of advice is because it ultimately comes down to what works for you, and it's the right way is really whatever way gets you to your goal. And I think that's the beauty of doing a side project, is that you sort of get to define the metrics of your own success. And speaking of metrics, like any good nerd, I kept data about this project for the last 2 years, and clearly in the last year, I have not really read a book a week, but I noticed that sometimes completion is more important than maintaining a perfect process throughout. And I also noticed that by default, I was reading a lot of white dudes, and that's because they were on my syllabuses, they were on my bookshelf, they were, on bestseller lists, and I thought it was really great that I was able to actually look back on all the books I read and actually see these trends, because now looking forward, I can also change those habits. And so this year, I'm doing this again, and I'm tracking all of this metadata in a spreadsheet, and really, figuring out more about where I'm getting these recommendations, who I'm reading, and I want to make a more conscious decision about my choices and confront those biases that I've learned in the last 2 years. So I'm going to attempt to read more women authors or people of color. And if there's been a moment in your life where you have said this, I wish I had more time to do X, do Y, do Z, you can. And for the millennials, oh no, the key emoji doesn't show up. Oh no. I was gonna draw some DJ Khaled reference, but some major keys. Set quantifiable goals, because it really removes the ambiguity from what progress you're making. The unsexy truth is that you have to make time for it, you have to make it a priority, and that means other things might have to give. Raise the stakes and find some form of accountability, because that pressure is a good motivating factor. Don't get scared by the scope of it, and sometimes just take it a day at a time. It's easier to read 20 pages a day than 52 books in a year. And realize that there's no good time to start, because again, life is going to find a way to hit you in the face. So just go ahead and start it, and you're going to surprise yourself. And finally, be kind to yourself, because I think it's okay to lose the battle in order to win the war. And these side projects really are about making you feel good. They shouldn't make you feel like crap. So make it fun, and make sure that you're enjoying it. And so I'm really an advocate for crazy numbered challenges or whatever, because I think it's a chance, an excuse to do something you really love and learn something new. And so whether that is coding 180 websites in 180 days like Jennifer DeWalt did, or this lady tried to find 100 uses for a chair, this is day 4, it's a necklace. It's pretty cool. Or if you want to join me, you can read 52 books in 52 weeks. And I think, again, this is really about challenging yourself, because you're going to surprise yourself and learn a lot from yourself. And so if you have any recommendations or want to start a book club, hit me up on Twitter or Goodreads. So thank you very much.